Hey everyone, my name is Danilo Petrovic.
I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Denis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Torebko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Good evening, tennis fans, if you're in the UK. Yes, we're up late, and it is the ATP Cup, which is on the horizon, coming up shortly, the draw, JG. How are you feeling this time of night?
Very good, mate. Very good. I quite like it. This is my ideal time. I feel like I come alive. And like you said, we've got a very, very interesting draw reaction coming up. Obviously, we know the teams, we know the countries. It's just which group is each player going to be in, or each team, should I say, each nation.
Yeah,
we'll be giving our picks, who we think is going to go and progress all the way. I think it'll be interesting to see what the groups are, because I would say there's some really strong nations, but there's a few which are quite weak, in my opinion. So I think it's going to be quite favourable if some of the stronger ones can get some of the weaker ones, and it will help them certainly progress.
Yeah, exactly.
Without being too harsh.
No, I totally see where you're coming from. There's new sets of rules being introduced and all sorts. I was sort of trying to show you earlier last year and how that all was working, but then you said, "No, mate, scrap that." There's new rules for 2021. So just been trying to brush up on those in the past few hours, really, just in preparation for this. Good to see Thomas Rock there, ever in the chat. Doesn't matter, day or night, he will be there. And Jackie's in there as well. Look at that.
Yeah, cheers for the super sticker as well, Tom. And let's just get into it. So we'll go through some of how it's going to be working this year. I don't know if Ben wants to get that up.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to go through the teams, or do you just want to go through how the other bits of just how we're how it's all working? The format.
We'll go through how it's working first. Right. Then we'll look at the team. I think most people know the teams. They probably should know how it works as well. But
yeah, well, exactly.
You'd expect so.
Yeah, so it's saying on here.
It's from the website anyway.
I don't know if you want me to just go quickly through the format, saying each tie will be comprised of 2 singles matches, 1 doubles match. That's the same as obviously last year. The country that wins 2 matches wins the tie. Every country will be guaranteed to play 2 ties in the group stages. Singles best of 3 tiebreak sets. Doubles will feature no ad scoring and match tiebreak. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward, that. Wouldn't you say?
It's quite important, though, because it looks like the doubles is going to be super pivotal, isn't it? Because if we're going to be tied on the singles, it's all going to go down to that. So it's going to be important to make sure that when you're selecting who you think is going to be winning this tournament, who's got a strong double pairing as well.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm sure that
certainly important.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's very, very important, the doubles, especially if it's that decider. The order of play, it says, there's a day session, evening session. Number 2 players will play first in each tie, followed by the number 1 players, with the doubles would obviously be the last match we just said. And it will be played regardless if it is 2-0, so they still go ahead with it. So there you go. You'd still get to see if you're a big fan of doubles. Don't worry, they'll still be playing it even if one team's already won.
Yeah, so and obviously the host country, Australia, they've been granted a wild card to make up the 12-team field. I think there was more last year, wasn't there? More than 12 teams. Yes. This year there's only 12 teams, so you'll have 4 groups of 3 teams, which is going to be, I think, quite exciting. Ultimately, it's the most important to advance through the group by reaching top, but I think you can still get through by coming second. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe so, mate. Yeah, that's the way I was trying to equate it to the Euro, the Euros, the football Euro Championships. That's sort of the similarities I sort of had with the ATP Cup. But I'm just I think they've got the live streams popping up now on there. I'm not sure when it's going to finally kick off.
Yeah, I've got a notification on. It's not actually gone through. I know Julian
refresh it and it'll the
How
video.
do you know where I can see the draw?
Go on Facebook and should be able to see it.
or just stay on here because we will be revealing it. There's no need really. We'll be revealing all the draw here as it happens,
Exactly.
and then we'll be giving our feedback on what we think of it and who we think's got the best chance of progressing.
Exactly right, JG.
Apple, they're saying, I hate that it's only 12 teams. I was excited to see Croatia in it. Yeah, I think it is harsh. There's a few nations who are not in it. Obviously, the big one as well for us is GB. England's not there.
Yeah.
They was there last year, but couldn't do it this year. But it kind of makes sense. But Croatia, they've got some quality players. You'd expect them to have been up there. I think they're a bit unfortunate, really. And obviously, with the points as well, it's quite important for players to really get into this tournament. We spoke about it last year. I remember how certain nations who's got like stacked talent, how it could be quite unfortunate with them. I think I remember Russia was a big one with Hatchinoff and other players missing out.
Yeah.
Obviously, Switzerland withdrew. Federer pulled out, which is unfortunate for him. Obviously, his knee injury still not holding up. But hopefully we'll be seeing him soon.
Yes.
But yeah, should we keep going down this list? I think we've covered all of it, mate.
Sure. I mean, it's quite interesting.
Main thing.
How the entries work, like you were saying, like obviously like top 11 countries. And then they obviously going based upon your ranking within the country. So, and they've got like quite interesting that they allocate a captain to each of the nations. That we were going through them earlier, weren't we?
Should we get up the captains? They're quite funny, to be fair.
Yeah. Do you have them listed, or are they listed on here? It
says there, will a team captain be assigned? So the way they've picked the captain, well, you can read all that. It's quite long, but in theory, I've just summarised it. You need to have some affiliation to that nation, something to do with, you need to be involved in tennis. You can read all the whole exact criteria there. A bit boring, to be honest, to read that out. But the funny thing what I noticed was for Argentina, Schwartzman, he's picked himself.
Yeah, I know.
So he's the number one player. Because obviously it's selected by the number one singles player, and he's picked himself as the captain. So fair play to Diego. He's going all guns blazing this year.
Why not, mate? Why not? I like it. It's a bold move, isn't it? Just popping yourself in the old captain's number one spot and captain. So why not?
Yeah, and let us know in the chat, guys. Who do you think is going to win? Obviously, we don't know the draw yet. We're going to be finding out shortly. We've got David there saying, I think Spain versus Serbia. Final again. Obviously, that was the final last year.
Yeah.
Last year, we do know that Serbia won. Novak Djokovic triumphed.
Here we go, mate. Sorry to cut you off. They said that it's counting down now. And we're going to have a look. Should we bring up the teams there?
Let's bring up the teams. Just quickly go through that. I'm sure they've got a bit of an intro going on, so we're not going to miss too much. So looking there, as we saw last year, Serbia were the champions. Spain actually come second. It was an amazing match, and there was some really high quality tennis. I know the start of 2021, it's been borderline disappointing with the tennis. I thought Korda was a bit disappointing in that final, especially Antler as well. That only lasted about 10 minutes. So hopefully we're going to see some good ATP tennis eventually, finally.
Yeah.
And based off last year, it was phenomenal. I remember the Medvedev Djokovic game. That was a highlight. Dimonor against Nadal was amazing as well. And there's some really good nations this year. Who do you fancy looking at that list initially, looking at the players?
Well, looking at the players there, one player that stands out for me, which I don't know if we should just bring a little bit of light on it, is playing for Japan. We've got Ben McClacken, which is interesting. The New Zealand-born tennis player, but an interesting name you wouldn't see normally among Nishikori, Nishioka, Matsui, and McClacken. So I like it. Another Ben. So
making an appearance.
I'll be cheering on Ben McClacken for Japan, I think, mate. I think that's where my alliances lie. But I think they have a good chance, actually, Japan. Is one that we were talking about last year. They're very underrated.
Nishioka did very well. I think they got to the quarterfinal or quarterfinals, I believe, last year. It was quite an impressive run. They got out of the group, and I was really happy with that.
Yeah.
I think the doubles is where they really do fall down, though. I'm sorry, Ben.
Yeah.
Not you, the other Ben. I'm not so keen. I'm not really a big fan. We've got Young there in the chat saying, go Canada. And Jackie's defo Russian. And Russian, for me, is just dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. That has to be the one, really, if you're looking along. Other than that, I don't know, Spain... Spain or Russia for me look like the most dangerous. I'd have to say Djokovic
Can't
is.
really discount Serbia.
Yeah.
I think Germany as well. People are going to sleep on Germany. You need to look at their doubles. I said at the beginning of the podcast, the doubles could be very pivotal this year in getting over the line. And if you look at that double pairing of Croats and Myers, they're dangerous. Obviously, they won the French Open, I think, 2 years in a row. They're Grand Slam champions, and they know how to get it done. So I don't see many really beating them. I think Pella, Ceballos are not too bad. Bolelli's not bad in the Italian team. Mahut, obviously, is a brilliant doubles player.
Really good.
So it's going to be great, mate. We've got the war ones in Australia as well. We can't really discount them. I know we're not going to see Nick Kyrgios this year, which
sad.
I'm not so
That's
sure.
what I was going to say. Yeah, I'm really sad because remember last year the big thing that was going on, that was the bromance. It was the ADM Kyrgios bromance. He was carrying him on his back around the court. The doubles pairing was amazing. I loved it, mate. That was what made the tournament for me. That doubles pairing that came out of nowhere and just were blasting people off the court. Fantastic to watch, and obviously being in Australia, the fans were going crazy for it. So yeah, I loved that last year, and obviously Kyrgios was donating money to charity every AC serve, stuff like that. It was just a great vibe.
We had all the bushfires going on, didn't we? It was a horrible start to the end. Didn't get much better, to be honest, as it went on. 2020, it's one to forget. But I must admit, the ATP Cup was actually one of my highlights of the year. I thought it was some of the best tennis we saw.
Yes.
The matches were incredible. I know it's a relatively new event to the ATP, and there's actually points at stake. So I remember, I don't know if you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's a maximum of 500, is it? I know you read it out earlier.
Oh, sorry. What? I can go up and we can have a look at the actual points.
I think it says here. So you can get a maximum of 500 points for undefeated singles player. And the maximum you can get for doubles is 250. So it's quite a nice little boost.
Just this little bit.
It obviously depends on who you win against, like where they're ranked. So it can be a bit complicated to work out. I'm not going to do the maths.
But yeah, interesting to see. I was just going to say we got Petros Tsitsipas, which is in there with Stefanos. Is that his brother, isn't it?
Yeah, with Greece though, I must admit, I remember last year it was a bit. I hate to say it, but it's a bit of a one-man team, is it not?
A little bit.
They can't compete.
Number 6 in the world and number 458. But
Mary Sky there, I agree with exactly what Mary's saying. ATP Cup was the best tournament of 2020. I loved it as well. I thought it was phenomenal. It was so exciting, and we're going to be doing as many of these matches as possible. Hopefully, a few live watch-alongs, because I generally think it's where it's at. I love it. It's a brilliant addition to the ATP calendar. And I think with that, the draw is happening.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to get an ear on it as well.
Yeah, that's good, mate. You have a little ear in. And why Ben's having an ear on, you guys let us know. Who do you think can go all the way? Who are you cheering on more than anything? We'll be giving our predictions at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you've not already, like the video too. And let's see what happens.
Yeah, indeed, mate.
I think Serbia, mate. We've not spoke about them really. I do want to speak about. There's so many countries I want to speak about, but with Serbia, obviously they won it last year.
Yes.
Would you say they've got the strongest team, or not for you? I know you sort of discounted them, but you've got to look at it. They've got Novak Djokovic. He counts for about 3 players on this surface. Novak Djokovic in Australia on the hard courts is a bit dangerous.
Well, mate, he's so dangerous.
He didn't lose a match last year, remember?
Yeah, for sure, he's the most dangerous person in the competition. There's no doubt about it. In Australia, Novak Djokovic, he knows what he's doing down under. But I even think Austria, like Dominic Thiem, Dennis Novak's a decent player as well. On his day, he can beat some players. But I do like Spain, though. You got Batista Agut, solid. Nadal, solid. Carreño Busta and Granola's there as well.
Yeah,
pretty solid players. I think they're going to be tough to beat, but we could see a repeat of last year. No, we're not really mentioning Canada too much down there. We've got Shapovalov and Raonic that are mixing it up down there, mate. And they're obviously both inside the top 15.
Yeah, really. True.
What about Australia? Alex de Minaur, John Millman, the mailman?
I'm not so sure about Millman personally. He's not that he's a good player. I just think there's a lot more quality in
Oh,
some of the other teams.
your lads, mate. You haven't even mentioned Italy yet. Carl, what's going on? Berrettini, he hasn't been in good form, to be fair. Fanini, it's hard court.
He's not either. The Italian team is not the most exciting Italian team that's been put out, I must admit. And looking at it, I'm still going to stick with my guns and say Serbia or Russia, and Germany is like an outsider.
Okay, so Serbia's gone into Group A. Sorry, just to interject. And
Yeah, let's
Spain's
go through that. So I think how it works is they bring out. I was just going to get that up because it's quite important.
Yeah, so the top 4 are all going into the. So yeah, we got Austria in Group C and Russia in Group D.
Okay, so the top 4 are all going in their own group. So just to repeat that, do you want to repeat it, Ben?
Yeah, so Serbia Group A, Spain Group B, and we got Austria Group C, and then Russia in Group D.
Can we not share the screen, maybe? Are we allowed to do that?
I don't know. I'll probably get taken off, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much they're going to just be chatting. Who they got there? I think they got Mark Philippousis helping doing the draw down there. Yeah.
Nice. So how it's going to work now is we're going to have the next 4 ranked nations, and they'll be put in the hat next, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next 4 are who?
Exactly right, mate. Yeah, it is Mark.
The next 4 is what? Greece. Right. So we've got Greece, Germany, Argentina, or Italy.
I like the fact that they've put on under his name Australian tennis legend. Philippousis he is a bit of a legend. Massive serve. Loved Philippousis back in the day. Here we go. They brought a briefcase out, mate. It's the business end.
Mate, with these ones, you've got to be realistic, Ben. So you've got Greece, Germany, Argentina, Italy. You're going to be wanting Greece,
Germany.
Right?
Germany into Serbia's group.
That's not good for Serbia.
They've got different phones. They just bring out. Greece goes into Spain's group, into Group B.
Yeah, that's instantly changed the whole dynamic then for me with Spain. Greece is the nation you want, I'm afraid. I hate to say it.
With Austria there.
Oh, Italy, Austria.
And here we go. Russia. Who are they going to take on in Group D? It's going to be Argentina. Diego Schwartzman up against. That's an interesting group, isn't it? Russians versus the Argentinians. So we got the final 4 countries coming out in a second.
So the next 4 we're going to be having. So what's the group so far, Ben? Give us a recap.
Group A, Serbia and Germany. Group B, Spain and Greece. Group C, Austria and Italy. Group D, Russia, Argentina. They brought out another briefcase full of phones again.
This time it's the last 4 nations. So you've got Japan, France, Canada, Australia. And if I'm honest, the one I would want to avoid out of them 4 is Australia.
It's Canada. Oh, look at this. Serbia, Germany, and Canada. What a group.
God, that's the tough one.
Group B. It's Australia.
Group B. So what's it? Spain,
Greece, Australia.
Gosh, that's a tricky group for Spain now.
There we go. Group C. France. And there we go. So we got Austria, Italy, and France. And the final one, the last one. This can only be Japan. Ben McLachlan is going in with Russia and Argentina. So,
do you want to get it up so we can all see it?
So that was pretty mad, wasn't it?
Do you want to get it up on the screen?
What's that?
Get up the teams.
Can we bring it up?
Yeah, you can. Sure, you can go on the website and just bring it up now.
Yeah,
you're not going to get pulled for that.
You never know.
You're ridiculous. I'll send you the Twitter link if not, mate.
All right, yeah.
While you're talking, I'll do it.
Yeah, do it, mate. Yeah, so Pretty interesting though. Then I'm not sure. Oh, what have they got? They've got old Jim Courier jumping on. People saying
just looking at some of the matchups we're going to be seeing. I've got some here. We've got Zverev, Djokovic. We've got Tsitsipas, Nadal. Berrettini, Dominic Thiem.
Love that.
We've got Medvedev, Schwartzman.
Love that.
And that's in the first week of the season. So it's not doing too bad. Just a good start. I think Zverev, Djokovic is going to be really good. Even Berrettini, Thiem, big, powerful players. Medvedev, Schwartzman, I don't see that. I think that's going to be a very one-sided affair. I feel sorry for Schwartzman.
Yeah, just
he's the captain, the number one thing, but it's not a good start to be playing Medvedev on these hard courts when he's that dangerous.
So let me just bring up I just want to just quickly see the draw again. 1 second. How have I lost the draw already?
I have to send it to you on the chat.
Yeah, ping it over to me. They just went straight over to Jim Courier. That was it. It was done.
No, just get it up. It's good to get it up. You can just type up in Google if not, mate.
That's what I tried. I tried. It didn't ping it up for me.
So, yeah, it's interesting. I think for me, probably the toughest draw is probably Group A. I think Serbia's had it quite tough. Germany and Canada. I think Spain have got away with it with Greece.
Australia.
Mate, it's still Tsitsipas, isn't it? No group's going to be particularly easy. I think Group C is the weakest group.
Yeah, it's the one with it's got Dominic Thiem in it, hasn't it? But then other than that, you've got Berrettini and you've got probably out of form players, really, is the rest. Yeah. Most of them. I think Austria fancy their chances like massively in that group.
Yeah, I see Austria winning that group now. I think this is sort of cemented it. It was fundamental they get a good draw, and they definitely did.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
have you got it?
Yeah, I'm just going to share like just that one that you obviously Jose Morgado. Of course, he'd be the one to he'd be the one to have it first, wouldn't he? Obviously. So yeah, there you go. So quite an interesting group. That Group A, mate. That's a tasty group. That one. I really like that one. I mean, obviously, you were just saying we're going to end up with Novak Djokovic. He's going to be playing Zverev. We've obviously got Struff's going to get to play Djokovic again. Not going to be a third round match this time, though. Always they seem to meet each other. But then Canada as well. That's going to be great. Milos Raonic, obviously, we have a rematch of that Cincinnati final. He'll be playing Novak Djokovic and Shapovalov. I think they played in this tournament last year, Shapo and Djokovic, didn't they? And it was pretty close. So that he'll be looking to try and get that revenge over Novak Djokovic. But it'll be interesting.
Yeah, we've got Jackie there saying good draw for Russia. Obviously, he's just looking out for Russia. Big fan of Rublev and Medvedev. Good draw for Russia. I reckon they'll be into the finals. And Mary's saying Russia has a rather easy group.
Yeah, well,
Argentina, Japan. Yeah, you'd have to looking at for me Group D. I don't see any way that Russia does not advance.
Yeah, if they don't win that group, then something's wrong, isn't it? I mean, you've got Medvedev, was on a stormer at the back end of last year. Rublev, who stormed it last year. Karatsev had one of the year of his life last year, and Donskoy, just a big fan of him from him coming on the podcast. So fantastic. You've seen some of the warming, like the training that he's done with Rublev. Donskoy is in the training room, mate. He's very, very decent. So, but you probably won't have to see too much of Donskoy when you've got Rublev and Medvedev probably clearing house, really, I think.
So we give our predictions then? So let's get to that time of the video. We'll give our predictions for each group, who we think is going to be winning each group.
Sure.
And then who we think is going to be winning the whole thing. I think we'll have a dark horse and a main pick for all of them. But first, let's just go for each group. So Group A, Serbia, Germany, Canada. Who's going through them? Or who's winning the group? Just pick one who you're confident is going to be going through.
Serbia's definitely going through. That's guaranteed. And
well, I don't know how it's that quite guaranteed. I know we've got Young there in the chat saying bold prediction: Canada will get out of that group.
I can see that happening as well because Zverev.
Sean also makes a good point. With all this quarantining, will the big servers do better? And as we know,
Yeah.
they've got a few, haven't they? They've got
I was
obviously
saying to
Raonic.
you, isn't it? I said maybe stick a lump on what's his name? Opelka winning the Australian Open. You never know. No one's training. Might get him just firing down aces just to win it. So yeah, I mean, personally for me, the way it looks at it, and from what we discussed earlier, I see Germany and Serbia. I think that doubles pairing that Germany have got is just lethal. I think that and Zverev's enough. That's my personal opinion. How about you?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Serbia advancing there. I'm certain. I think they've got enough. They'll be all right to get through that. Moving on to Group B.
Yeah. So Group B is Spain, Greece, and Australia.
For me, advancing from there, this is tough. I don't see Greece. I don't really give them a chance. It's just obviously between Spain and Australia.
That's Spain, mate. All day, just Spain.
And I've got to look at the matchup. So it's going to be a Gut and the Dow basically playing against Millman and Dimonor.
Come on, mate.
I just see it. It's like it's got to be Spain, isn't it? I think they've just got too much quality.
Serbia,
and in the doubles as well, they can just cause a threat. If they're not doing that, they've got Buster and Granola's clearing it up in the doubles. So for me, Serbia and Spain, they're going to be going for it.
Yeah, I think Serbia, Spain. I'm going with Austria for Group C. I think we already said it, didn't we? But
we've got some interesting ones from Thomas Wright. He's gone for Canada in the first group, Spain in the second group.
Wow.
He wants that's it. That's interesting. Group C. I think I'll go through this one quickly. It's 100% Austria for me.
Yeah, same.
I think the Italian team. I don't know if you had more like Yannick Sinner there. I think that'd be a bit more exciting. Shame he's not here. It's only a matter of time for me that when he's included in the ATP Cup, hopefully next year. France, Benoit Paire. He can do it, mate. He can certainly do it. You can't discount him.
Year this year, do you think? Yeah, I think last year.
And Gael Monfils, at the end of the day, Gael Monfils is a quality player. If Gael Monfils is on, do you not fancy him giving Dominic Thiem a match?
Well, he had one of the best.
He's certainly capable of.
One of the best 4 months of the year last year. He was undefeated until he played Novak Djokovic. It was just crazy. And then his year just fell apart after the tennis restarted. But yeah.
And JB's asking there, who does Austria have outside of Thiem?
So they've got Dennis Novak.
They've got Dennis Novak, and then but he's 98 in the world, so he's not that high ranked.
He's still
and
decent.
Then for their doubles players more, he's got Philip Oswald and Tristan Samuel Wiesborn.
Yeah.
I know, I do know both of them, but Oswald predominantly is the better doubles player.
I still think that they have a good chance, though. I think Dennis Novak, he can probably. I know it sounds like a bit of a bold statement, but I think he can definitely take out Gael Monfils and Benoit Paire.
And as far as I know, Ben, it's only one team will advance from the group.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I was just giving my selection who I thought would probably be second best in the first one.
Yeah.
But obviously, we don't really care. We only care who goes through, which is for me. Well, so we've gone a bit predictable at the moment. We've gone with the top 3 teams, and I'm guessing I know who you're going to pick in the last one.
Yeah. So it's as boring as ever, really. Although you can say probably the toughest group's Group A, because I think there's a lot of potential in there. For me, Group C and Group D are quite self-explanatory. I think Russia, it's got to be Russia. It's going to be the top 4 teams, isn't it? So we're going to have Russia, Austria, Spain, Serbia. And if we have that as the 4, that is going to be phenomenal.
I think it's probably going to be that, to be fair. I can't.
And if we do have that, I can discount one of them right now. This is my process of I don't want to get into your mind too much. I'm going to let you do your own thoughts and analysis, but I'm going to discount Austria based off the fact that if they're going to be playing these ties and it's like best of 3, I think they're going to struggle.
Yeah.
When Dominic Thiem's not playing, like no offense to the others, but Dennis Novak, I don't really see him troubling a Rublev or a Medvedev or a Nadal or an Agut or a Krajinovic, Lajovic, or obviously Novak Djokovic. So for me, I feel sorry for Thiem. He's going to have to carry Austria on his shoulders a bit this year.
Yeah, there's part of me that thinks Russia might do it. this year. There's part of me that thinks that. I mean, I look at the team and they probably got two of the best hardcourt players like on tour from last year. And if they're, we just don't know which Medvedev turns up in January. We hope it's the Medvedev from December. If it is, I think they've got a chance of winning it. And I'd probably put my money on them, to be honest.
Wait, so are we hearing this right? Russia is your main pick now to win this whole tournament?
Yeah, I'm going to go Russia.
So I'm only left with three myself. So Russia's in the hat. Then you've got Spain and Serbia. This is tough.
Jackie's going for Russia, surely.
I can't. I don't want to do this, to be honest, Ben. I think it's so tricky. I might just go for Japan. Easy way out. Thomas Rock saying McLachlan will dominate. He can do it, McLachlan.
Loving it.
But no, I'm going to have to pick one, aren't I?
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
It's horrible, isn't it? Because I'm basically picking. I feel like I'm picking between Nadal and Djokovic, but I'll be entirely honest. I generally think Djokovic is the best player in this tournament, hands down. On this surface, in this environment, in Australia, I just think he's unbeatable. However, the team around him, Lazovic, has he been performing that well? He's not really.
As well.
ATP Cup last year was phenomenal. Last season as a whole, it was a bit disappointing. I thought Krajinovic was a lot better, and I'm surprised he's not the second seeded player in the team in the draw in their thing. So I think if I'm basing it on the team as a whole, I think I'm going to have to go for Spain. I'm going for Spain to win the tournament, and that's not actually. I know people are going to be, you're riding on the Rafa Nadal bandwagon. No, it's not actually of too much to do with Rafa. I think it's the other three. I think the trio of Buster, Granolas, and Agut, that excites me a lot more than other trios.
It is the best. It is.
That's the most exciting trio. And then you obviously then put Russia there with Rublev, Karatsev, and Donskoy. So on that basis, I'm going to go to Spain. I'm going for Spain to go all the way and win this tournament.
So you got Spain from you,
with and Serbia final as well.
Well, I think Medvedev, as we've seen already in December, can beat Team Nadal or Djokovic on this surface. And I think Rublev, if he plays his best tennis, he can probably do it too. If he's playing his best tennis and they have an off day, maybe. So I think that singles pairing is just crazy. 4 and 8 in the world. That is pretty crazy. I think Nadal is going to be tough. He's going to be fired up. He's going to be probably, if not, I don't know. It's hard to say the one to beat, but when he's got Batista Agut backing him up, it's a real good 1 and 2.
Yeah,
that's a solid
1, 2, and even Buster, man.
Yeah,
let's not discount Buster. That's incredible. It's an incredible team. I think Serbia has the best player. I think Spain has the best team. That's the best way of me sort of summarising it. Thomas Rock there's very happy I picked Spain. Mary as well. And then there's an interesting question here from Amalia, I believe. Hopefully I pronounced it right. And is it winner of A versus winner C and winner of B versus winner D, or not necessarily?
It's a very good question.
And I'll be honest, I don't think it is like that. We'll have to find out, to be honest. I know it's a new format this year. Everything's always changing from last year. There's less teams in it. So we're going to have to find out as we go. But right now, I'm not sure if it's going to be just done on a draw basis. But yeah, we'll have to find out.
I might see if if it says anywhere on there. I don't think it says anywhere on the website. That's all I was just trying to have a look for. Just saying about points and ranking. It's not saying about who no, it doesn't say about who qualifies from each group. So maybe they do a random selection again. I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll have to. We'll keep you updated.
We'll see. We'll keep you posted. Obviously, we're doing live watch-alongs throughout, and we'll just be covering all the event. We're going to have 2 ATP tournaments going on at the same time, also in Melbourne. It's all kicking off in Melbourne right now. But what I wanted to ask you, Ben, is how is all this quarantining going to affect the players? Are we going to see an exciting ATP Cup like we did last year, or is it going to be a bit by the wayside because of all the conditions we're having? I don't want to big it up too much and then be disappointed, you see?
There's going to be some lamb shanks flying around in the ATP Cup this year. Tsitsipas is probably going to be launching them into the rafters with that frame. I don't know, but I think the top players, I don't think it's going to affect them too much. I think that they've probably got themselves sorted with a little tennis court somewhere. I think it's the other players that, unfortunately, they don't have the
McClackens of this world, I think.
No, the McClackens are fine, mate. The McClackens are going to be raring to go, mate. He's probably practicing his doubles. He's volleying against the wall in the hotel room. He's fine.
Against the mattress.
Yeah, mate. He's fine. Like Cuevas, surfing on a mattress across his hotel room. No, I think the big players, obviously, I think that they're going to be still ready for it. I don't think there's going to be too much. I think Djokovic, he's been criticised a lot in the press for being selfish. I don't think he's being selfish. I think he is actually trying to get stuff for other people. He doesn't probably need the help. He has as much help as money can buy. And the same with Team, the same with Nadal.
His demands didn't come across selfish to me either. I feel like he's just trying to use his voice in a positive way, and he's sort of been criticised for it.
Yeah, he's trying to help the other player. Bear in mind, there was a whole plane full of qualifiers who came over, who probably in playing in their first ever Grand Slam. They might not even get to train for their first Grand Slam. I mean, come on, give the guys a break. I mean, that's what Uli was saying. Like, give them some access to some stuff. Like, because if they come up against me in the first round, I'm going to completely demolish them. Give me a match. Like, I mean, there's no chance. If they come up against Djokovic in the first round and he's been training on a court and they've just been surfing on a mattress in a bedroom for like 2 weeks
in the hotel room.
That's what I mean. It's just it's just ridiculous, isn't it? So, but what can you do? Obviously, Conor McGregor spoke out about it and just said that I think the players, they need to like calm down, and then just saying that they should just be grateful they're playing at all, which they should. But could they not have worked out, like, there's only a certain amount of players? Could there not have been like housing set up?
It's all the team and everything around it. It's difficult to do.
I know,
it's a very tough time. It's never happened before. I think Australia's doing the best they can, and I think in the whole, players haven't really complained too much. But I can see their side as well in terms of it's not easy, mate. I've been quarantining. We know we're in lockdown in the UK. It's been hard. It's been tough. There's days I feel like I'm sick of it. I can't stand this any longer. Being trapped in a hotel room, it might be luxurious and all, but it's tough going. I don't care who you are. It's mentally tough for anyone.
It is.
And someone who just slightly disagree with what you said is Sean, saying the chaos will cause some big upsets. Well, I guess disagreeing with me as well, because we've predicted the 4 teams to go through, which are the top 4 seeded nations. Sean, on the other hand, he reckons that the chaos could cause some big upsets. I know you said on a previous video that some of the big servers could prevail. So based off all of this, I'm now asking for your dark horse. I don't know if you want to get the teams up. First we had, get the teams up, and then you can pick your dark horse for the ATP Cup. Obviously, your main pick is Russia. My main pick is, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, Spain. And do you have it up?
Want me to bring up the actual list of the teams, or just
with the players? Just the one with the players.
All right, just the one with the players. All right, mate. I'll do that for you. Don't you worry. Yeah, so we can have a quick look there. So the dark horse for the tournament. Okay, so I've gone Russia main pick. I'm going to go dark horse of the tournament for me is going to be Canada.
Canada?
Yeah.
So you'd be saying Serbia and Germany. We've spoke about Germany.
Dark horse. They can't be. They're the top 4 countries. I thought you meant from outside the other ones. That can't be a dark horse if they've got they've won it last year.
You can have Germany.
Yeah, you can have Germany. Yeah, I'm going
you
Canada.
You can have any nation, but it's not the top 4. So you can have any nation as your dark horse, apart from Serbia, Spain, Austria, or Russia.
Canada.
Okay, so Canada is your dark horse.
Oh, no.
On the other hand, I think Group D's wrapped up. Group C, there could be something saying me France could just do something nuts, because looking at France's team, we've kind of skipped past their doubles pairing. So you've got Mahut and Roger
Vasselin.
I'm sorry, but they're dangerous. if all we need is Gal Monfils or Benoit Paire to cause an upset in one of the other ones, I wouldn't be that surprised seeing France cause a bit of a shock. Italy's a bit of a deflated squad. I'm not that impressed with the Italian team. Fanini, you could say Paire could beat a Fanini. Would you not say? It's more than likely possible.
Yeah, I guess he could if he was the real Fanini, not real Paire. Sorry. Yeah, you just don't know if both of those players.
Monfils beating a Berrettini even for
That
sure.
could be a big match of the tournament. If those Fanini and Paire turn up, then that could be like an incredible match. It could just be an awful match as well. We just don't know.
Yeah,
Really tough.
It could go either way, 100%.
Yeah.
So I think if I'm going to be honest, saying all of that, I'm going to go for it, I think. Actually, no, I can't because it's Benoit Paire. He's just so unpredictable.
Oh, man.
You just can't do it with him. Like, it doesn't fill me with any hope. So I'm going to go for Germany.
Yeah, do it.
I'm going to go for Germany. Germany is my dark horse.
And Thomas Rock saying in Canada it's called a dark moose, which is a little bit of a topical locational humour there.
Yeah,
Right.
and shout out to Soren as well there with the super chat. Thanks, mate. Obviously, we appreciate everyone's super chats.
Super chit chat.
We've got the top tippers there. We could got Thomas Rocks, he's number 1. Chris Smear, number 2. Jordan Santa, number 3. I'm sure Jordan's probably in bed. Don't blame him, mate. Probably I should be as well. Ken Lee's in the Barbers still. We'll be quite happy that I reckon with Spain's draw. And Bunk Hooch there making up number 5.
Sean saying Shapovalov and Raonic could have great serves for a couple of matches and find themselves in the final. Exactly my thoughts there, Sean. Exactly right.
Yeah, and this is why we rely on our fans, because at the end of the day, me and Ben are pretty clueless. And Millennium there's just clearing everything up for us, saying according to the ATP rulebook, it's A versus D and B versus C in the semi-finals.
We love the old ATP rulebook. So.
Which would be very fascinating. So based off what we've said, it would be Serbia, Russia versus Spain, Austria.
Yeah. That's based off what we were saying.
So that would be the semi-final matchup.
And I'd still fancy
even
Russia.
more so. Yeah, you still fancy Russia against Serbia?
Yeah, I still do. Medvedev beat he just won the ATP finals, so I'm just riding that at the moment, and I'm riding the fact that obviously
and also played here incredibly well last year.
Yeah,
he
don't forget that.
But he was very, very. It was an amazing match. Honestly, incredible. I loved it.
Well, I'm not going to base it too much on last year. I'm just going to base it upon what I've seen recently, and maybe we throw the rule book out the window for ATP Cup and Russia just go on and storm it, because maybe the numbers 1, 2, 3 in the world, they can take a seat. And Daniil Medvedev can continue his storming run.
I can see it happening, mate. But the other semi-final, Spain versus Austria, something I'm probably not taking into consideration is Dominic Thiem versus Rafael Nadal again. If that happens, is Rafael Nadal going to lose 3 times in a row in big tournaments?
Mate,
I don't know. He's not got the better of Dominic Thiem in recent things. If he loses that, it starts to get a bit shaky, doesn't it? Can we see Dennis Novak causing a bit of an upset against a Buster or something?
I know, mate. Well, just don't go to a tie-break with Thiem. That's all he needs to remember. Get it done. Yeah. Get it done. Don't get into those 6-all. Don't get to that stage.
I think he's in Rafa's head at this stage, I must admit.
Must be,
but yeah, to be fair, I'd love that matchup. That's my highlight. I'd love to see Austria versus Spain. I think that'd be an incredible one. We'd have to definitely do a watch-along. Doesn't matter what time it is, we're going to be doing it. Some people in the chat saying Fanini will show up, never in doubt. And Jackie saying Paire is tres wobbly in this format. Sorry,
I agree with Shadalia. I don't get it. Paire on the team is too crazy. Humbert should be there. Yeah, I totally agree. And if you saw our predictions, I've got Humbert getting into the top 10 for the end of the year of 2021. Well, I reckon he might sneak in.
Better player right now in terms of a bit more consistent and steady.
Yeah,
but Paire will bring the wow factor, and there's no two ways about it. I will be interested to watch Benoit Paire's matches because it's him. and we don't know what we're going to expect. It's the top and bottom of it. So I'm excited regardless. I almost even picked him for my dark horses. That's how much he's got me. He's in my head. However, I've not gone for him, and I've gone for Germany. Obviously, them two, the doubles pairing, I think that's exciting. And then Zverev as well. Not a big fan of Zverev. Don't like watching him too much, but you can't admit his quality. Yeah. And I think he will trouble. He can even trouble a Novak Djokovic.
What do you reckon on McLachlan?
Poor McLachlan. This could be a good learning curve for Ben McLachlan.
McLachlan's solid, mate.
I would love him to surprise us and win a match. I think if he can win anything, he'll be over the moon with that.
He's got a singles record of 0-0, so undefeated in the singles side of the game.
Ben McLachlan will not be put forward for the singles. That's for sure.
But don't forget, in 2018, he was an Australian Open semi-finalist in doubles. So let's not rule him out. He's been a quarter-finalist in Wimbledon and the US Open in doubles. So he's definitely a doubles player. And the highest ranking was number 18 in the world in doubles. Oh. So he's won 6 titles in on ATP level. So he's pretty good doubles player, so don't rule out McLachlan, mate. He'll come back to bite you.
Nah, they don't have it. And Soren, they're saying, he watched Benoit Paire in Wimbledon a couple of years back. Never boring. He certainly isn't boring. You can call him a lot of things, but boring's not one.
He doesn't like it. Mate, I'd forget. How can I forget? When I went with a few of my friends to watch Benoit, well, I didn't go just to watch Benoit Paire. It just happened to be him.
The France face paint and all
that. Yeah, he was just he was playing against another Frenchman, Stéphane Robert, and me and my friends. But I don't know. I was just having a few beers, and I was trying to cheer on like the underdog, which was Stéphane Robert. But Benoit Paire was getting so angry that we were cheering on the opposition, and he was like pointing to the umpire, telling us that he wanted me out the stand for cheering on the opposition. I know, ridiculous. He won in straight sets as well. I don't know what his problem is. He threw the towel.
You've heard it. Ben has, not Ben McLachlan, but this Ben on the podcast has had a run-in already with Benoit Paire.
He threw the towel at the ball boy. I know. And then everyone was like, ooh. Gave him a little bit of stick, mate. I know. He was getting stressed. But this is what happens. But he doesn't like grass. That's what I was going to say. He doesn't like the grass so much because you can't really smash the racket up, can you? It's just like you just smash a hole in the floor. It's not so much fun, is it?
It's the ground.
Exactly. But
yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. But one thing I did end it on, Ben, is I've got a question for you. Obviously, you've picked Russia now to win. Yes. So I want to ask you, what do you make of their double pairing of maybe Medvedev-Rublev doubles? I know we've got Jackie was saying it. Oh, Mary saying, sorry, Rublev and Med playing doubles, laughing face. I think they're a bit hit and miss.
Yeah, it's a little bit up and down, isn't it, with the old doubles? I mean, I think they're just going to get it done on the singles, but I'm not going to throw too much in there for the doubles. Is it interesting? And obviously the captain is Donskoy, isn't it?
Yeah, Donskoy's the captain.
Donskoy, Evgeny, obviously. GTL.
We've not spoke about him. Aslan Karatsev as well. He could easily create a bit of a stir. Imagine him playing against, let me just get the group up because I've already forgot. So, say Argentina, Japan. I can see Karatsev if he's playing the singles against, say... I was even going to say Nishikori or something. I don't know. I think Karatsev he's got it, mate.
I think he's got a chance against Nishikori. I even think he has a chance against Nishioka as well. I think he has a chance against both. So I think it's going to be super interesting. And what happens? Something I don't even know what I'm going to ask. What happens if there's like an injury to one of these? They're like backup players waiting in the wings that can come in.
I've not seen anything like that. I don't think they can be because of COVID. You know what I mean? They can't have too many people waiting on standby. So I think it's if you have an injury, you've got a team for a reason. So you just use someone else on the team for something else. You have someone else fill in. You might have McLachlan going for the singles if you have an injury. He might be a front runner. Might just be him left doing everything. You might have to do the doubles on him by himself.
Nishioka, Nishikori go out injured. We got McLachlan goes to glory,
taking on Rafa and winning the ATP Cup.
Mate, he's undefeated. So
But anyway, let's wrap it up there. Hopefully
Yes.
you enjoyed this late or early for you guys, I don't know, video. It's actually
Indeed.
quite fun. It was good to see the draw, and it's made me even more excited now to see the ATP Cup. I believe it starts on the 1st of February to the 5th. We'll be covering as much of it as possible, giving the roundups after each round and match, and then maybe a few live watch-alongs in there as well. If you've liked the video, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel to
Yeah, come
grow
on,
and
guys.
continue to do videos like this. And if you're new to the channel and you just found us, trying to find something else, trying to find the draw preview and saw our faces, if you like what we do, we always do these things, hit the subscribe button. We're closing in on 3,000. And yeah, we can only get there with you guys' support.
Indeed. Echo what JG said. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join us for what will probably be another podcast or watch along coming soon.
Yeah, and Thomas Rock asking, is the thing on the draw challenge? Unfortunately, it's not. It would be nice if it was, but it's not on there. But they do have the 2 ATP 250 tournaments in Melbourne, which we'll be doing draw previews for next week.
Yes.
And we'll be doing the watch along just for the final for that one. So make sure you head over to the draw challenge. We've got the link in our description below. You can find all the information there. If you've not already as well, we've got a new sponsor, Bet US. If you want to sign up for that, hit the link in the description. It helps the channel out, and you get a really good startup bonus. So if you like gambling, you can sign up. 125% bonus when you sign up. Helps us, helps you. Hopefully, make some money, and yeah, everyone will be happy.
That's it, mate. With all this tennis coming up, there's chances to make a lot of money. Don't forget, there's a lot of players who haven't been training, so we could be seeing some upsets. So some of those underdogs, you could be in the money.
But yeah, let's get some sleep. We've got work tomorrow.
Oh, mate, tell me about it. Right,
Yeah,
good
just
night,
big thanks
guys.
everyone, and we'll see you soon.